It took me this long to record this video. Procrastination is something else. Just a disclaimer, in this video I will dive into some spoilers, so if you haven't seen Alien Romulus yet, please go watch it and come back to check my review and leave your opinion as well. You've been warned. In my Aliens Ranked video I mentioned that I was okay with Romulus being more of the same. Coming out of the theater, it sure is more of the same, with sprinkles of many things from previous entries, and a bit more in the mix. I loved it. I have my nitpicks for sure, as I'm a boring, annoying guy. However, I think this movie found a good balance between being there for OG fans, while also trying to reach a broader audience. Which is a good thing, because for people that never saw the old films, I think most will be curious to go back and rewatch them all. First and foremost, let's talk about the characters and story. It doesn't bring anything crazy to the table, but it serves the film quite well, revolving around a group of young workers who are tired of their colony abusing people. And after figuring out that there's a ship floating above them containing hypersleep pods, they want to fly and break in to steal this and travel across the outer space to a land that feels like an oasis. However, they don't know what evil lurks in this ship. The story structure here is quite decent. Every character has a great personality, and I love that some of the side drama is not explored throughout the movie. I am talking about who's the daddy of that baby. Yeah, they hint at some freaky deaky in the shadow of the frame, but it's not fully confirmed, and I love that. Due to how this story might feel not ideal for some people, it definitely creates some depth to these characters without going the extra mile and making it feel bloated. This is a story of young adults making bad decisions, and that isn't as bad as in some other movies. In the end, it all comes to the same cliché decision making, but in the position these characters are in, I feel it is justified due to how desperate they are to change their situation. And what helps save this is their background, where they come from, and the world building they make in the first act. I loved seeing the colonies, the way people are being explored by the system, and how the young folks are not impaired with it, since some of their parents passed away due to bad conditions at the jobs they have to do for the company. This definitely is a subtle and clever way to make young people care about this movie and relate with the characters, which is pretty cool because it creates room to bring new fans to this franchise. Alien Covenant isn't as much of a good entry for me as I wanted, but I do love Prometheus, and to this day I think it is very uncomprehended. And all I can say is that fans of these two movies will probably like this one for a few connections they do here. Also, Easter eggs and references here seem to be annoying to some people, and I can see that for sure. I was at times thinking if certain things were necessary or not. One element in particular they try to bring back that I really think the movie would be better without is the inclusion of Ian Holmes' face as the synthetic. His face looked really bad. The visual effects on it were terrible, and I am glad the director came forward to clarify that his family was okay with it. However, even morally, I don't think it was a good idea. Anyway, I really didn't like the scenes with him. It felt too much uncanny valley for me. It got stuck in my mind, especially because it's the only part of the movie that visually didn't strike a chord for me. The rest of the movie is a visual feast. We gotta praise how beautiful every shot is, and the production design, I cherish the implementation of practical effects, full of incredible elements thrown on screen. The creatures are not full of CGI, taking aside the parts where it used to correct a few elements, which should always be the intent of it, despite some movies ignoring that. The sets are constructed with love and care, and the creature design here is super cool, and even more terrifying towards the ending. I encourage you to check the behind the scenes videos of the practical alien design, and also recently they have added some clips of the making of the last scene. Some of the shots in this movie will stay with me for a while, and I am so happy to be talking like this about the new Alien entry. Fred Alvarez, if it is true that you are trying to team up with praise director for an AVP movie, I will be there to support it for sure. Talking about that ending though, the girl that I mentioned before carrying a baby, supposedly from one of the crew members, is injected with a serum containing the black glue, which makes it so that their baby is born way faster and with the face of an engineer. I have not been unsettled in years watching an Alien movie with this ending, and this for me felt like Aliens 4 but done better. No Orny sign needed, because the ending of this movie definitely has callbacks to Alien 4 but with much more horror to it, and a sense of isolation in outer space that the first Alien films delivered. I mean, look at this. I was sobbing because I started to imagine if Resident Evil movies had stalker creatures with this design in a decent film. I left that theater daydreaming about it. So yeah, it was definitely an incredible ride. As I said in the intro, I am okay with it being more of the same, cliché and safe in its elements, because nowadays with the amount of forced things in movies, I don't mind when something just commits to deliver a simple experience that, as dumb as it gets, it still is entertaining without sounding pretentious. This is one of my favorite movies of the year for sure. Have you watched Alien Romulus? Are you excited about future projects in this universe? Let me know. Also, if you found my channel and you like what I do here, consider subscribing, and we'll see each other in the next video. See ya.